Today, we're looking at the controversy between the ShxtsNGigs podcast and the Flagrant 2 podcast, where Andrew Schulz made some racist jokes regarding black women, and now James and Fuhad are having to apologize on his behalf.
You can't say that.
Is he allowed to say that?
I'll say it louder.
For the multicultural,
Really?
yeah,
Black
man.
girlfriend effect.
Yeah.
Came
You're
in,
into that.
Yeah,
And Meghan Markle
she came in.
fine.
What's the
Fuck,
black
so.
girlfriend? They just come in and start fighting?
Nah, bro. You guys don't know about black girlfriend effect. She just.
Wait,
she
what
ran-
is the black girlfriend effect? This is
Oh, you man don't know
You
about
just
this.
glow up the other culture.
Yeah, so you'll see a guy who's had a black girlfriend. All of a sudden, he's got buzz cut, like
Yeah.
clean shape up.
Nah,
his feet out.
yeah.
Glows up, bro.
Yeah, I like
that.
Glows
I
the
like
fuck
that.
up.
They shave their hair because they start losing it. Because they're so stressed being around this black girl complaining about shit all the fucking time. That's why they gotta shave their
Nah,
hair.
bro. White guys with black girlfriends,
They grow
step,
a beard
they step their
because
dick
there's
up.
more cushion when they get slapped the fuck out of.
That's hilarious.
I think the black girlfriend effect. It might be a protective instinct, bro.
This clip out of a 2-hour podcast is what has everybody up in arms about ShxtsNGigs not defending black women. You've got to be fucking kidding me. If you look at this clip, when they start talking about the black girlfriend effect, the first thing that James says is, when you date a black girl, it elevates you. The white guys start getting phased, they start getting their beards trimmed up, they start getting shape-ups. That's the very first thing that he said. When Andrew and Akash start talking negatively, I think Akash says something about Meghan Markle and her being like the angry black woman trope, something about that. They immediately said, nah, black women, when you get with them, the effect is that they glow you up. And when Andrew made the comment about them slapping, yeah, they laughed at it. Okay, if you didn't like the joke, you didn't like the joke. And objectively, it was a pretty shitty joke. It wasn't funny. So I don't know what caused them to have the reaction to laugh so hard at that. The shit wasn't funny objectively. But if you didn't like the joke, then so be it. But the chances when they got to speak during this time period when the joke is being made, they are defending black women. They said that the black effect is elevating the person that they're with. This clip is 2 months old. And for whatever reason, people are finally starting to come out and talk about it, and they're upset about it. And rightfully so. You have the right to be offended by whatever it is that you don't like. I do think that we need to recognize the context here. They're on the Flagrant 2 podcast. Akash and Andrew, they're both comedians. If you know anything about Andrew's comedy, he plays off of stereotypes a lot. And I do understand how somebody could be offended by making black women the butt of a joke. But we're doing comedy, right? If we're doing comedy, then everybody can get it. Nothing is off limits. Now, James and Fuhad, they did respond to this on their ShxtsNGigs podcast. They gave a little context and they wanted to let everybody know that they still love and support black women, even though they did take the opportunity to laugh at this joke. So let's take a look at their apology.
Guys,
Girls.
right, before we get into today's episode, quick PSA, quick acknowledgement. So, if you know, you know. If you don't, that's fine. But we just wanted to address something that's happening at the minute.
Yep.
This past weekend, there's been a couple of clips going around from when we did a session on the Flagrant podcast while we were on our US tour. And yeah, there were a few jokes made that were incredibly inappropriate. One specifically pertaining to black women.
Yep.
And in the clip, Andrew was making a joke. I'm not even going to get into specifics. Making a frankly racist joke.
Yeah.
And we were laughing at it. And to give there's first of all, before we get into like specifics or anything like that, obviously there's just literally no excuse. There is no excuse.
Agreed.
And fight or flight is a real thing. Like it is, yeah. Fight or flight is a real thing, and it's so not easy to say, but when you're in those situations, you look at it through a lens of like, bro, if it was me, I promise you, I'll stand up, I'll kick them cameras down,
Yeah.
I'll smack homeboy in the face,
Yeah.
I'll say this, I'll do that. But when you're in there, you're in shock.
You're in shock, and all you want to do is move on.
Yeah,
Literally,
move
all
on is
you
the
wanna
fucking
do-
word, bro. All you want to do is fucking move on. Just move on to the next thing. Just
Yeah.
move on to the next thing.
There's
and
so
like
many
we had to say a
times.
few times, bro, just move on.
Just move
Just
on.
move
Literally,
on.
so many different topics. We were like, move on. And
Yeah.
it's not even like about pity laughs or anything, but we just wanted to
Get out of that situation.
literally get out of that situation, keep the ball rolling. And we thought it was going to be more of like a bros chat, but it ended up being something that's
ended
not
up
meant to
being
be.
something that's like really, really hurt people that
Yeah.
look to us for support and look to us to feel protected. And protected is the main thing
Yeah.
that I wanted to discuss, is that it is our duty to protect you guys.
Facts.
So they summed up their stance. They said they weren't comfortable with the joke. You know, they're in the moment. They don't want to be offensive. They're on somebody else's platform. They're trying to roll with the punches, asking them, hey, can we just move on? Now, because of editing, we probably didn't see the part where they were asking him, hey, can we move on to the next topic or whatever. Now, I'd like to reiterate It's not my place to tell you what you should be offended about. But if there's anybody here that should receive your vitriol, it's Andrew Schulz and Akash. It's not James and Fuhad. They were not the people making the jokes, making black women the butt of the jokes. They said they date black women, they love black women, and they even bigged up black women's ability to make anybody shine wherever they go, because they absolutely do. Now, Andrew had a rebuttal to their apology. I want to take a look and see if there's anything else that we can learn from this moment.
Anyway, any listeners here that are upset at us, we just want to let you know that you're going to stay upset. Okay? What we're not going to do is sit here with our tucked between our legs apologizing on the podcast for jokes. Okay? Matter of fact, we have a new apology video that we should definitely watch. The ShxtsNGigs gentlemen came on the podcast.
I love them.
I love them.
I feel bad they're going through this.
Yeah, but actually I do want to take it seriously because they are serious guys, and I'll stop fucking laughing, dude. They're defending their community. They came on the podcast. They got a lot of flack for laughing at a joke, and I would just want to hear their apology. These are serious fucking guys, and this is a serious apology. Ow. You're an asshole. Ow. No, can you take it seriously?
All right, sure.
Okay. Shifty?
I haven't seen this.
Yeah, that's crazy, Shifty. That's crazy.
Shifty.
Come on, Shifty.
Shifty,
fucking racist.
I want everybody to just take this serious, and I want us to try to have a serious moment. Mm-hmm. It's a serious podcast, and I want to just listen to their heartfelt apology.
We're not going to watch the full clip, but as you can see, the Flagrant 2 podcast is not taking it very seriously. Like I said, they're comedians. They think that they were just making a joke, regardless of if the community thinks it's offensive or not. This is Andrew's brand of comedy. He says things that are not politically correct. And he's garnered a big platform because a lot of people are looking for that type of comedy.
Come on.
It is our duty to protect you guys.
Pause.
Yo.
I feel like we failed.
Yo.
I feel like we failed, Akash.
Yo.
The past, how many years have we been doing this?
6, 7.
The past 7 years, where I've been saying that your people fuck mud.
Yeah.
And you've been saying that my people fuck sheep.
Yeah.
I don't feel like we've protected either of our people.
You know what? You're right. You're right. And it's our duty to protect people.
Scottish people, I just want to say that I apologize to all of you for letting this mudfucker say we fuck sheep.
As you can see, Andrew Schulz has a shock jock type of comedy. He's looking to say things that are offensive. He's built up an entire career of saying things like this, and there are people that find that brand of comedy amusing. I find that brand of comedy amusing. But I will say that his joke about white guys getting fades as a defense mechanism for being berated by black women, it wasn't funny. And then he immediately followed up and said, white guys grow their beards to soften the impact of getting smacked by black women. It also wasn't funny, objectively. But this is his type of comedy. He has an audience that laughs at these types of jokes. Whether you find them offensive or I find them offensive. You can say that you're not going to tune in and you're going to cancel him. And that's fine. You don't have to participate in elevating his career if you're not into his brand of comedy. I just want to say that the backlash that Fuhad and James are getting should be directed at the person that made the joke, not the audience. Was this a poorly made joke? Absolutely. Like I said earlier, the shit wasn't funny. Not because I'm black, because the joke sucked. But let me know what you think. Was it a bad joke? Should James and Fuhad have apologized on behalf of someone else's comedy? I don't know. Till next time. Peace.